I live in California, and as an independent contractor, I pay for my own insurance. I pay $219 a month, and recently, for the first time in my entire life, I had surgery at a local hospital, which was great. They did a great job, but I had to pay 20%, and some of the pre-tests when I wasn't in the hospital was not covered by my insurance, and I actually had to talked with the finance department of the hospital and asked for a discount, and they gave me 10%. I had no idea. I'd never done this before. So, but just for 2.5 days in the hospital and this major surgery, it cost me about $7,000 out of pocket. And I don't know how it worked, where the insurance was billed much more than they paid. They paid half of what they would bill, and then I paid 20% of that. And I had no clue, but I just paid it because, you know, I'm fine and I'm healthy. And you know, knock on wood, I won't be using the ER, but there's a good doctor in case I have to. But that's just my experience, and I have friends in other states. They're smaller states, and they don't have the same choices I do living in California because the carriers aren't there. So really it's important that the entire country has all the same choices, and that we all living in this country have access to the same quality health care, and it should be a right. Everybody should have, you know, the best care available.
I'm Steve Young. I'm a business owner in Orange County. I have a different take on the single-payer universal health care, or what I call Medicare for all. As a business owner, I have 7 different policies of insurance. They all potentially cover the same sickness, the same injury. It actually would be cheaper for me as a business owner to have universal single-payer health care in California or in the country, because look at all the insurance premiums I could save. It would be an inducement to business. Workers' comp would be part of the system. Therefore, all these expenses in workers' comp that they say is driving business out of California be eliminated. All of a sudden, you wouldn't have workers' comp as a negative incentive in California. What about unclogging our courtrooms? I do litigation. We're in a situation where all of these fender bender accidents result in lawsuits because the insurance companies won't pay for chiropractic visits or things like that. If all of the chiropractic visits under universal health care were covered, it would clear out the courtrooms. We would now have the lawsuits of significance and importance going to trial rather than fender benders over insurance coverage. It's like this all the way up and down the spectrum. Universal health care is not only good for California citizens because they need it, it's good for California business because we need it also.
I am self-employed, and I have no health insurance. I have not had health insurance. Well, I had it for a short time when I went to school at UCI, but I have not had a mammogram in over 10 years, and I have not had a pap smear in the last few years. I take medication that costs me $420 a month, and it's making it difficult for me to support myself. But I have to have the medication, or I wouldn't be sane. And so I do work at a small manicuring salon in Irvine, and I'm hoping that Mr. Obama will be able to get us some health care, because it would be nice if we could pay a small fee like it's paid in Canada or elsewhere, and be able to have the necessary services that we need. Also, I've heard a lot of my clients talking about the taxes that are involved with this, and these are women that have money, and they tell me all the horror stories about not being able to get help when people have cancer or catastrophic diseases. But what they fail to see is that people like me that sit and do their nails every day, we can't afford to go to the doctor. I haven't been to the dentist in years either. And when I had a problem with my teeth, I had to have my tooth pulled, and my teeth are getting bad, and I cannot have all my teeth pulled, and I wouldn't even be able to afford dentures should that happen. So I think the healthcare reform thing is very important for people like me. I have an education, but I can't seem to, I guess I didn't choose a degree where I could be employed readily, and so I'm still doing nails and no health insurance. That's it.
The healthcare system, in my opinion, is broken down, and I'm a perfect example of it. I was injured on the job 2 years ago. I was run over by a forklift and had my back and my ankle and my knee broken, and had all kinds of other muscle issues and tears that had gone on. And it took me 9 months to get the workman's comp healthcare system that's now been revised back in '94 to get me an MRI on a back, and I had a fracture in my lower back. So for 9 months I had to suffer before they would even give me an MRI. Finally that was taken care of, and I received back surgery, and I have other surgeries that are still pending. And all I get now, there's a two-year limit on the amount of time that you can receive workman's compensation, and all I get now, I'm just about out of my insurance, both the workman's comp coverage and my regular health care from my employer. As of next month, it'll be 2 years, and I will be without any type of health care at all. And I have damage to my lungs from issues that happened because of surgeries. I ended up with pulmonary embolism and blood clots in my legs, and so now I have pre-existing conditions that'll prohibit me from getting typical type of health care. So I'm very, very angry that because I was injured at work and they prolonged the treatment that was necessary to get me well, I ended up getting other things that has caused me now not to be able to even be able to get typical health care without it costing me an absolute fortune. That nobody's going to want to touch somebody with damaged lungs, with the preconditions of DVT and pulmonary embolisms, because I have the tendency now to get them, and they will hold that against me. So the system definitely needs to be fixed. People deserve to have health care. This is the greatest nation on this planet, and there's no reason why everybody in this country shouldn't have health care. I mean, we could put men on the moon. We've got satellites with men in them being housed for years at a time. Why can't the typical human here in this United States of America get health care coverage? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, all the money we spend on other things, and there's people that are going without health care. I had a legitimate injury, and I'm not going to be able to buy insurance for myself. I'm going to have to go to some special insurance plan or go to Medi-Cal or something of that nature, and it just isn't up to the standards of health care that we deserve in this nation. And that's all really I have to say.